The Rock took to Instagram to show his excitement for the upcoming Shazam movie. But did he reveal some important plot details in the process? We talk Black Adam and DC's movie universe next on Screen Junkies News. Two days ago, The Rock headed to DC's offices to talk the Shazam movie and his role as Black Adam. Now, he posted this pic to Instagram, but the bigger news was in the description. Many people have wondered why The Rock would want to take the role of Black Adam, who's a villain, instead of Shazam, the hero. Here is what he grammed. Had a very cool and strategic meeting with the heads of DC about their entire universe. As a hardcore DC fan, to get a real sense of the tonal shifts and development coming in these future movies has me fired up. Something we, as DC fans, have all been waiting for a very long time. Hope, optimism, and fun. Even when talking about the most ruthless villain / anti-hero of all time finally coming to life. Prepare yourselves, DC Universe. Hashtag kneel at his feet, hashtag or get crushed by his boot, many other hashtags. No filter on The Rock's excitement. With me to talk about this is, from the Trusty Sidekick podcast, Jay Washington. Hey, brother.
What's going on, bro?
Look, what do you think with The Rock as Black Adam? We know the character is, he's not quite an anti-hero in the comic books. He's sort of a villain with a strong, I guess, code of honor,
right,
we'd say.
You and I were comparing it to a hybrid of a Deadpool and the Punisher.
Yeah, somewhere in there, yeah.
But that's how he went later on.
Yeah.
Because the early incantation of Black Adam, he's about murder.
Yeah.
He was vengeful and all that. So...
But now you're bringing The Rock's charisma in, so you got to assume he's going to be a little funnier, a little lighter.
You get the Fast and Furious Rock, in a sense, in a comic book movie.
Yeah.
You get that type of Rock. For him to play Black Adam, of course, he looks like the character everybody knew when you were talking about casting, nobody else should be it. Mm-hmm. The anti-hero route is the weird part behind it, because for those who don't know, Shazam is also known as Captain Marvel, which is the most confusing thing ever in the world.
That's its own video.
That's its own 20-minute video. But Shazam is also Billy Batson, a little boy who's inherited the powers. Mm-hmm. Black Adam hates that it's a kid. He wants to kill the kid. And is that going to be the angle they go with this film? Because it can't be, because he's going the more anti-hero route.
Right.
So then that introduces the whole JSA, Justice Society of America route. How do you play into this and then tie it into everything? It's kind of confusing, and they're going to have to reveal more plot details as the script gets written. Excuse me.
So Black Adam started as sort of this villain sort of steeped in Egyptian lore. They modernized it after Infinite Crisis.
Right.
Let's just throw in as many buzzwords as we can. New 52 Rebirth. So now he's a freed slave from a fictional northern African country.
Right.
Called
Kandak.
Kandak, thank you. As opposed to the Egypt thing. So they've sort of grounded him a little more.
After the death of his wife and child, I believe it is. Yeah.
So he's sort of this grim anti-hero, sort of in search of justice, which could be an interesting movie. It reads a little heavy, but then, The Rock is saying in here, look, there's tone shifts coming, the hope, optimism, and fun, even with a character as heavy as Black Adam.
Well, you got this movie coming out in 2019, so we're two years away from it, April 5th to be exact. So again, things will change. But when we're talking about Black Adam, again, you have to bring up Shazam. This isn't a just Black Adam movie. So we got this one key part. We know who the bad guy is, per se. We know who's going to play him. We're kind of getting a hint as to what type of bad guy he is. But where does this fit in with the main character? Where does this fit in with your Billy Batson? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where does this fit in with your Shazam / Captain Marvel? That's going to be the question, because now calling him the anti-hero and this is not his movie standing alone makes it kind of weird. You get what I'm saying?
Totally.
It's a lot of open-endedness that needs to start being closed off.
So there's no director yet.
There's no director.
There's no one tied. So right now, this is The Rock's project. And with him having this much interest in the villain, that's sort of the interesting thing to me, is that this movie won't have a villain problem, whereas Marvel, bit of a villain problem.
We always got to figure out who it is.
Even with DC, like, they've been trying to give development to some of their villains, but I at least don't love them. But with this, you've got The Rock really coming in there to give this villain a lot of development. This might really be sort of a 50-50 movie between Shazam and Black Adam.
It's kind of it's weird because again, we've never had a film that focused. We never had a film that focused so much on the villain. That was the heavy focus of the villain when you have to talk about the hero as well, especially in these comic book movies. We haven't had that. Yeah, the Punisher has been his vigilante, but we've known that for years.
We've had Suicide Squad, but Suicide Squad is a little more fun.
Absolutely.
Whereas this guy, you could almost compare this a little bit to their distinguished competition's fictional African Kingdom of Wakanda, where you have sort of this noble king versus this driven vigilante that The Rock's
right, but
playing.
again, we were talking about the king, so different ball game.
Yeah, very different characters, different ball game. Guys, what do you think about this upcoming Black Adam film? Is this going to be The Rock's movie featuring Shazam, or is this going to be The Rock, to use some pro wrestling terms, trying to make a hero look really strong and put the guy over? We want to know what you think in the comments, and we want some pats on the back for me for my great wrestling terminology. You can stick here for more internet videos. Thanks for watching Screen Junkies News.